Today we'll start the first lesson for Unit 6. Check your to-do list in Canvas and make sure that you've turned in these other things here. Practice problems were due before your test, but I have some lessons from last week and your test corrections in here. Make sure that that got turned in. I need to close that availability so I can make sure everything's updated. And your first lesson for Unit 6 is in here. Or you can go from the page, this Unit 6 page. There's a reference sheet that you need to print for yourself. If you're in person, I'll give you a copy. And then your first lesson is in here. First, watch this YU introduction video. It's about 10 minutes, not quite 10 minutes. And then I'm going to go through these notes with you now. Your assignment is on Delta Math, so log into your deltamath.com account, and it's called 6-1 Simplifying Radicals. You'll upload your notes and your work from your Delta Math practice problems. That's how you turn in your assignment. I also have extra practice if you'd like some more practice to do sometime over the next couple weeks. And this extra practice is actually where I'm pulling the examples from the notes. So here we go. This is lesson 6-1, simplifying radical expressions. Make sure that you watch the video first. If you haven't done that, go ahead and pause and watch your video and come back. We talked about what radical expressions are when we were solving them in Unit 5, so in the last few weeks. But we didn't simplify radicals, so that's our focus today. Now our radical expressions simplified. So as they did in the video, we will factor under the radical, and we'll factor until we have the same number of matching factors as the number of the index. In order to simplify. So if the index is 2, I need to have 2 matching factors. If the index is 3, I need 3 matching factors. If it's 4, I need 4, whatever. Whatever the index number is, that's how many matching factors I'll need to have. So let's work some examples. Example 1, this is from that extra practice in the 6-1 lesson. This is number 1. Square root of 32. And this is a skill that we started learning in Algebra 1. This is not completely new stuff, but I didn't explain it before, and so I want to make sure that I tell you before I hold you responsible for it. And also, I'm not sure how great you were at it when you did it in Algebra 1, so we're doing it again. Okay, square root of 32. I'm going to start breaking this down into factors. So I need to know what can I multiply together to get 32. That's what factors are. And as I do this, I'll leave it underneath the radical symbol. So it's an even number. I can divide by 2. 32 is 2 times 16. And I really don't need to break it down more than that. 16 is a perfect square, I can write this as square root of 2, square root of 16. This is going to be square root of 2 times 4. 16, square root of 16 is 4. But I write it with the integer first, like this. If you didn't recognize that 16 was a perfect square and you could simplify from there, and you want to factor completely, we'll look at that. Here I have, what if I did it this way? 2 times 16, and I kept breaking it down. 2 times 2 times 8. 8's even. I can divide by 2. This is 2 times 2 times 2 times 4. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Ran out of space. Times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I said I had to have 2 matching pairs to be able to simplify and remove something from the radical. So here these match, so I can pull a 2 out, and then these match, so I can pull another 2 out. This would be 2 times 2, and then I have a 2 that didn't have a match, so it has to stay inside. 4 square root of 2. I get to the same result. You can choose your favorite method, whatever makes more sense to you. If you want to go ahead and break it completely down, that's fine. That may be more reasonable when your index isn't 2, to go ahead and split it completely out as your expression gets more complicated. We're going to work example. Let's look at example 2. And that is from number 3 on that extra practice. Here I have -6 square root 105. And I don't know the factors of 105, but it ends in 5, so it must be divisible by 5. When you rewrite this, make sure you don't throw away your -6. Make sure that comes along through the whole process. It's going to be 5 times something. Let's see. I'm just going to use a regular calculator. I don't have to have a fancy calculator. I don't even have to have one that does all this stuff, actually. I can have a plain one. 105 divided by 5. 21. 21 is 3 times 7. -6 square root of 5 times 3 times 7. And I have a square root, so I need 2 matching factors. And I don't have 2. I have a 5, 3, 7. So this one cannot be simplified. Okay. That happens sometimes. I have a couple on my extra practice. Something may come up like this on Delta Math, I'm not sure, but I just want you to know that that is possible. You can break it completely down into factors and then it's not possible to simplify. So that happens. Let's look at number 9 on your extra practice. Example 3, which is number 9. Oops. Number 9. Okay. 3 square root 80. This one can be simplified. Okay. I need to factor the 80. Go ahead and start working on that. And hit pause here. So when you started factoring, I'm not sure how you started, but I'm doing 8 times 10. I could divide by 2 and divide by 2 and divide by 2, or you can break it down whichever way is most obvious to you. You could do 4 times 20, you could do whatever, 2 times 40, right? Or divide by 5. So go ahead and work through this one and pause the video, and then I'm going to finish working this out. We should get to the same result. However you did it, we should still get to the same result. So go ahead and finish yours. Here's how I broke mine down. I went ahead and factored it completely out. I have index is 2. So I need 2 matching factors to be able to simplify. I have 2 2's. So I can take 1 2 out, and 2 more 2's. I can take another 2 out, and I don't have a match for the 5, so the 5 has to stay in. 3 times 2 is 6, times 2 is 12. 12 root 5 is equivalent to 3 root 80. Here's the last one. And this I'm pulling from Extra Practice 6-1, number 13. Now, I realize this looks a lot different. It looks much more complicated than the ones we've been working. However, fundamentally, it's the same. So here I have 5, 4th root, 648, x to the 3rd, y to the 5th.
Please release our Falcons in the field house, portables, and downstairs north hall, along with those heading to a K-12 class.
Obviously, I'm in the classroom. Okay, so I'm going to use factor trees. This may be more familiar to you. If you want to write it this way, that's fine. This is even. I'll divide by 2. 648 divided by 2. 324, which I can divide by 2. 162, which I can divide by 2. 81. 81, I know that one. That's 9 times 9. If I'm factoring completely, 9 is 3 times 3. Okay, so my factors are.
Please release our Falcons in upstairs and downstairs South Hall, downstairs Main Hall, and Fine Arts Hall.
2 times 2 times 2 times 3, 4 3s. Make sure when you rewrite this that you keep your index. My index is 4, which means I'll have to have 4 matching factors to be able to simplify. So I have 2 times itself 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then I have 3 4s. X to the 3rd means x times itself 3 times. Y to the 5th means I have 5 y's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
Please release our Falcons in upstairs North Hall, upstairs Center Hall, and Athletics Hall.
So when I rewrite, I can simplify. I can take out the 3 because I have 4, and 4 of the y's I'll take out. These 2's will have to stay. The x's will have to stay. I will still have 1 y. So this is 5 times 3 times y, fourth root, we'll put these back together. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. X times x times x is x to the third, and then y. So I have 5 times 3 is 15. 15y, fourth root, 8x to the third,
Please Park Falcon,
y.
downstairs Center Hall and upstairs Main Hall.
Sorry about the announcements. I didn't realize I was so close to the end of the class period. All right. Your practice is on Delta Math. Delta Math does this really well. That way you can see immediately whether your answers are correct or not. I like that feedback, that immediate feedback for you. I will write down my teacher ID because some people didn't create an account for yourself. Just to make sure you know, it's at deltamath.com. And we did have one assignment from there, so hopefully you already have an account. If not, that assignment's still open. Get in there and make yourself an account. My teacher ID is, that teacher ID, 231765. And then you choose your class period and you'll have access to the assignment on there. All right, let me know if you have questions.